Hare Krishna, Nandaputra Prabhuji, Ram.
जन्माजिगपावचोरं चोरागृहण्यं पुरुषं नमामि कारागृहे वास सदा हृदये मदीये मत्भक्तिपाशधृता बन्धनानिश्चलासन् त्वं कृष्ण हे प्रलयकोटिसदान्धरेऽपि सर्वस्य चोरहृदयान् हि मोचयामि हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Nandaputra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Jai. Hare Krishna, Namaskara.
Welcome to Kanya Desh once again.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Another 2 minutes, Roji.
Yeah, no problem.
व्रज प्रसीदं नवनीतचोरं गोपाङ्गनानां च दुःखूलचोरम् अनेकजन्मार्जितपापचोरं चोरागृहण्यं पुरुषं नमामि श्रीराधिकाय हृदयस्य चोरं नावाम्बुदश्यामल
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Roji.
Hare
Roji, 2 minutes.
Krishna.
2 minutes, Roji. People are joining.
Yes, no problem. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Welcome all devotees for Purushottam month Srimad Bhagavatam Sravanam. Today is 17th day and we are entering into the 7th canto. And 7th canto we will be covering first chapter to 8 chapters. And today for Bhagavata Katha we have His Grace Nandaputra Prabhuji with us. Nandaputra Prabhuji, everybody knows Prabhuji, very familiar with all Kanayadish devotees. Prabhuji is president of ISKCON in Trichy. And Prabhuji is a very senior disciple of Jaipada, His Holiness Jaipada Swami Guru Maharaj. Prabhuji was served in Coimbatore and Trivandrum. Afterwards, Prabhuji is serving in Trichy now. And for everybody's Prabhuji is Shiksha Guru for a lot of our devotees in Kerala as well as Tamil Nadu, including our Jagastakshi Prabhus and all. So we are very fortunate to have Prabhuji with us to give this class. And we will welcome Prabhuji by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times all together. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nandaputra Prabhuji, welcome. You can take over now.
Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Lankayate Girim Yatrupadamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Jairavishwaram Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nidhinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasani Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yonda Pravishya Mavajam Nam Prasuttam Sanjeevayatya Shakti Dharasudamnam Anyam Sahasrana Shravanatrgadin Pranam Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tudhyam. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Very grateful for inviting me for
Hare
the
Krishna,
cycling.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. It's a wonderful opportunity to go through Srimad Bhagavatam again and again, especially when I'm asked to give a class. We'll have to go through thoroughly so that I won't make a mistake. So thank you very much for this opportunity. So we are dealing with a sublime topic of the appearance of Lord Nrsimhadev. Jai Deshikadev Bhagavan ki Jai. So the canto starts with the visit, starts with Parikshit inquiry to Srila Shukadeva Goswami about some pertinent points which we may also have those doubts. So Parikshit Maharaj is starting inquires about the apparent partiality of Krishna. How can Father be partial to the different children, his own children? Similarly, how can Krishna be partial to demons or demigods? He seems to be partial with demigods, right? All the time. So how he can be partial? So he inquires a point saying that Lord Vishnu is very pure. He is equal to everyone. He is dear, very dear to everyone, and he is equally disposed to everyone, equally friendly to everyone. So how does he kill the demons and favor the demigods? It's a big question. As they say, $1 million question. How can the God be, um, partial? How can he favor demigods? How can he kill the demons? So Shukadeva Goswami is saying this question is a wonderful question. This question deals with Bhagavan, three things: Bhagavan, Bhagavata, and Bhakti. These three things, these three topics are questioned by this one single question. How can the Lord be partial? Because the Lord cannot be partial. Because he has the form of pure bliss. He is Nishreyasatmanaha. The Lord is addressed as Nishreyasatmanaha. He is pure good, is pure bliss. So he has nothing to gain from siding the demigods. So he has no material qualities also. He is nirguna, nirgadatama guna. He has no material qualities. So he cannot have fear. He cannot have udvega, that is fear. Or he cannot have enviousness or vidvesha. He cannot be afraid of demons, or he cannot be envious of demons. And he has nothing to achieve by supporting the demigods. So he need not be partial. He is not partial. He can't be partial. Because he's the father of everyone. All living entities are his part and parcels. Krishna himself is claiming in Bhagavad Gita, Umayava Amsha Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. All living entities are my part and parcel. So how can Krishna be partial to anyone? So that question, first of all, Shukadeva Goswami is analyzing this question and is saying, the question was Sadhu Prishtam Maharaja. He's saying, he is answering, Shukadeva Goswami is answering to Parikshit Swami, Parikshit Maharaj. Sadhu Prishtam Maharaja, oh great king, this is an inquiry, this is an excellent inquiry. Sadhu, excellent, wonderful. Prishtam, this doubt is, oh Maharajan, this is a wonderful question. Hares Charidam Adbhudam. It is about the wonderful activities of Lord Hari. And yet Bhagavata Mahatmyam, it reveals the glories of the devotees, like Prahlad Maharaj. And Bhagavad Bhakti Vardhanam, it increases the devotion to the Supreme Lord. Bhagavad Bhakti Vardhanam, this type of questions increases the devotion to the Supreme Lord. Therefore, I am very happy to address this question. Oh Maharaj Parikshit, I tell you. Because Yate Paramam Punyam, it is sung by the foremost of all persons. Rishibir Naradadipi, even great sages headed by Narada Muni, they are singing always the glories of the Lord. Natva Krishnaya Munaye, Natva Krishnaya Munaye, Kathayishe Hare Katham, offering my obeisances to Krishna Dvaipayana and Vyasadev, I shall narrate the topics of Lord Hari. I am very, very happy that you have asked this question. I will answer. This is the wonderful answer. This is how we started, Shukadeva Goswami. So, Parikshit Maharaj's example of how to ask a question, and Shukadeva Goswami did not say, hey, you don't know all these things. Why do you say Lord is partial? He did not answer like that. Wonderful question. The Lord cannot be partial. I will explain to you. So, this is the wonderful thing. Because later on it comes, like in this chapter, we have no time to go sloka by sloka. I just explained to you, just having Bhagavatam in front of me and just explaining that. And the Shukadeva Goswami is explaining about the prominence of the modes, 3 modes. He's saying when Sattva-guna is in prominent, when Sattva-guna is very prominent, then the demigods and sages flourish. When Rajoguna is very prominent, then the demigods flourish. Sorry, the demons flourish. And when Tamoguna is prominent, Yakshas and Rakshasas flourish. There is no question of partiality here. When there is more firewood, there will be more fire. When there is wet firewood, there will be no fire. The fire is not partial or impartial, because based on the conditions, based on what they want, the result comes. The Lord is fire. The Lord is fire. When Sattva-guna is prominent, then demigods flourish. He is not partial, because when Sattva-guna is not predominant, when Sattva-guna is not prominent, then even the demigods suffer setbacks. They don't flourish. That's what happened when Hiranyakashipu became very powerful. When Bali Maharaj became very powerful with the blessings of his guru, and all the demigods had to run away from him because he became powerful. So it is like, it is no question of partiality. Whatever predominant, the whole material world is managed by three modes of material nature. Sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna. The mode of passion, the mode of ignorance, the mode of goodness. When the goodness is more, then Sattva guna flourishes. The great sages and demigods flourishes. Sometimes we wonder why the devotees are suffering. Because when the devotees are predominantly in the mode of goodness, they don't suffer, they flourish. When they are in the mode of ignorance, they suffer. When they are in the mode of passion, they suffer so much of anxiety and so much of desire and material opulence. They suffer material opulence when they are in Rajoguna. So the Lord, it is wrong to say the Lord is partial. The Lord is never partial. He cannot be partial, because all are his part and parcels. He has nothing to gain from demigods. He has no fear of demons. So why he should favor or punish? The favor and punish is our kind of our vision. That is our kind of perception of the reality. That's what that's what Parishit Maharaj has been told by Sridhar Goswami. And then he further goes and he explains what happened at the time of Rajasuya sacrifice. Yudhishthira, the background is Rajasuya sacrifice is taking place. Yudhishthira Maharaj is there, and Narada Muni is there, and all great sages are there. In that place, Krishna beheaded Shishupala. And then after Krishna is beheading Shishupala, everybody saw one light emerging out of Shishupala's body and merging into the body of Krishna, lotus feet of Krishna. Everybody saw. And Yudhishthira Maharaj was being a very sattvic person. He is Maharaja, okay, but then he is supposed to be more of goodness in the Rajoguna, but then he is a very sattvic person. He has no enemies at all, because he doesn't consider anybody as an enemy. He doesn't have Ajada Shatru. He is such a great sage. He was a little disturbed. Why in such a wonderful sacrifice? Why there is this killing taking place? Shishupala is killed here. Why? And that also, and if Shishupala is so great that the light has to go and join Krishna's lotus feet, then he should not be killed. What happened? What is happening? Yudhishthira asked this question to Narada Muni, who was there. How could and he said, the Shishupala, the type of insult he was doing to Krishna, he can never be liberated. How could he get liberated? So he asked a question, pertinent question. And then Narada Muni, and he says, Narada Muni describes the glories of absorption in Krishna. How glorious absorption is. In any way, if one is in touch with Krishna, that helps them. Nindastava satkara. What he did is Nindastava satkara. Satkara means he has done a lot of glorification. Satkara means good karma. Good thing he has done. Something good he has done. What is that? Nindanastava. Nindanastavam means indirectly glorifying Krishna. Nindanastavam. Nyakarardham kalevaram. Anyway, the body is finished. The body will be finished only. Nekaram, the dishonor. The material body is meant to experience dualities of blasphemy, ninda, praise, stava, then honor, then satkara, and dishonor, nyatkara. These are all created due to ignorance under the influence of external energy. That's what I say. Somehow or other, somehow concentrate the mind upon the Lord. That's what Narada Muni explained. This kind of, there's, I don't think Shishupala has done anything because he is doing naturally. He has done Nindastavam, Nindanastavam he has done. So, Tasmar, Vairanibaddhena, Nirvairena Bhayenava, Sneha Kamenava Yujya, Kadanchid Neshake Putak. Somehow or other, therefore, by enmity or by devotion or by fear or by affection or by lust, in any way, one should focus on the Lord somehow or other. Then he is not affected. So he's saying, so normally we say, Tasmat Kena Vipayena Mana Krishna Niveshi. Somehow or other, we have to trust. We have to trust our thoughts. We have to constantly engage our mind in thinking of Krishna in whatever capacity you want. There is no issue at all. He is explaining. Narada Muni is explaining. So, giving a lot of examples, like gopis, by conjugal desires of Krishna, by Kamsa, by fearing Krishna, constantly thinking Krishna will come and kill me, and Shishupala and other kings, they envied Krishna, and the Yadus and you, the Pandavas, you are affectionate family relation with Krishna, and people like me, general devotees like Narada Muni, by bhakti, we can relate with Krishna in any matter, any manner. That doesn't mean anybody who is envious of Krishna, he will get liberation. It's a citing example of King Vena, Maharaj's father. He was such a great. Sorry, something happened. There's a small disruption here. So, the atheistic king Vena, I hope everybody can hear, right? Prabhu? Manibhushan Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, we are able to hear. Video is not coming.
So, shall we go off the video so that it can be better?
Yeah, Prabhu, if network is poor, then we can switch off the video, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you. I will do that.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So the atheistic king Vena, he did not think of Krishna in any way. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. In between, connection was disconnected, lost. Now we are able to hear you, Prabhu.
And because of the climate, anyway, it's okay.
Now it's okay.
So, somehow or other, Mana Krishna Niveshya, Tasma Kenapi Upayena Mana Krishna Niveshya, somehow or other, please, we have to focus our mind on Lord Shri Krishna. This is what Narada Muni is explaining to Yudhishthira Maharaj. So the Rajasuya sacrifice, Shishupala was killed. And Yudhishthira is asking also Narada Muni, how could the envious Shishupala be liberated? He was liberated because he was thinking of Krishna all the time. Whatever way
Krishna, seems there is some network problem. So it is back, but only audio is not on.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sorry, Prabhu.
Okay,
Sorry.
Prabhu, no problem. Now it's okay.
So somehow or other, Yudhishthira Maharaj was saying that, Shishupala, how can he liberate it? There is no, Krishna is all, Krishna has set everything in motion and everything works naturally. So therefore, there is no question of partiality. There is no question of, towards demons or demigods. So Narada Muni describes the glories of absorption in Krishna in this. If you think of Krishna, then he explains about the story of how the Kumaras are cursed by Jaya and Vijaya. Jaya and Vijaya were cursed by the Kumaras. He describes once the four Kumaras, Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanata, Sanat Kumara, they went to Vishnu Loka. They were wandering in all the three worlds. They happened to bump upon Vishnu Loka. Then, because they look like 5-year-old small children, although they are the eldest sons of Brahma, they thinking them to be honorary children. The gatekeepers, two gatekeepers of Vaikuntha, that is Jaya and Vijaya, stopped them from entering. And the Kumaras became so upset. And they cursed the two doorkeepers, Jaya and Vijaya. They said, you are agitated by passion and ignorance. And you are unfit to live in this lotus feet of Madhudvisha Krishna. So take birth as demons in the material world. They gave a big curse. Once they are cursed, they became very upset. The Jaya and Vijaya, they fell at the feet of Kumaras. We are very sorry, they said. The Lord himself came and he said, sorry, if these people have offended you, I'm very sorry to you. To Kumaras, the Lord himself came and said, and Jaya and Vijaya thought, oh, these people are not small children. They're great sages. They fell down at their feet. And then by mercifully, it's a long story goes on. It says, mercifully, Jaya and Vijaya, the Kumaras, they were merciful on Jaya and Vijaya. The Kumaras told them very kindly, they said, your curse will end in 3 births and you'll be able to return to Vaikuntha Loka. Very soon. So they took birth. Jaya and Vijaya, the doorkeepers of Vaikuntha, took birth. It's all but Krishna's plan. And Jaya and Vijaya, they descended in the material world as sons of Diti and Diti, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. That was the first birth. And then they had another birth, like second birth. The first birth is like Hiranyaksha by Hiranyakashipu. They were killed by the Supreme Lord by his incarnations. Hiranyaksha was killed by Varahadev. Hiranyakashipu was killed by Nrsimhadev. And Hiranyakashipu decided to kill his son Prahlad. So I tortured him in many ways. But he couldn't kill Prahlad because he was protected by Vishnu. Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe. If somebody wants to protect, if Krishna wants to protect a devotee, who can kill him? If Krishna wants to kill a person, who can kill him? Who can protect him? This is a very famous proverb in Bengali. Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe. And in the second birth of Jaya and Vijaya, the next birth, they appeared as Ravana and Kumbhakarna, the sons of Vishrava and Keshini. The Lord appeared as Ramachandra and killed them. So you may hear the narrations about that from Ramayanam, narrations about Lord Rama from Markandeya Rishi, has spoken the entire Ramayana. The third birth, they appeared as Yudhishthira Maharaj's cousins, Shishupala and Nandaputra. They were killed by Sudarshan Chakra by Krishna himself directly. So The salvation is available by absorption. Whoever is absorbed in any kind of thoughts, salvation is available. Therefore, there is no question of partiality. That's what Shukadeva Goswami was trying to explain. Vairānubandha tīvrena jnānena achyutasātmakam. They maintained a feeling of enmity towards the Lord for a long time. Because of always thinking of Krishna in this way, they regained the shelter of the Lord in Vaikuntha. So then Yudhishthira Maharaj asked, okay, then why? Why was there enmity between Hiranyakashipu and his son Prahlad? Normally, all the fathers, normally the fathers will never always have love towards the children. Even if they do some mistake, they just tend to forgive and forget. But then why there was an enmity between Prahlad and Hiranyakashipu? How did Prahlad become such a great devotee of Krishna, even though he was born as the son of Hiranyakashipu? It's a pertinent question. So, Narada Muni is answering in the second chapter of, the first chapter is over. In the second chapter of 7th canto, Hiranyakashipu, Shukadeva Goswami is explaining about, Narada Muni is explaining about these things to how Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad became enemies. He is explaining. So when Hiranyakashipu was killed by Varahadev, going back to the history, Hiranyaksha was killed by Varahadev. Hiranyaksha is the elder brother of Hiranyakashipu. He was killed by Varahadev. And Hiranyakashipu was very, very enraged, very angry. And he blasphemed Vishnu. And then he instructed the demons to persecute Brahmanas. He gave instruction to his demons, his assistants. Oh, two-headed ones, addressing those two-headed ones, because they have two heads. They are good towards people who are praising them. They are bad towards people who are praising God. So if they are somebody is atheistic, they like them very much. If somebody is a devotee, they see them as enemies. So then he told them, don't leave anybody, destroy this very culture. And all the Brahmanas and sages, you persecute them. Don't allow any yagas or yajnas to take place. Because if you don't allow yagas and yajnas to take place, then what will happen? Then, the sages and demigods, they will die without food. Just like, the tree that is not watered dies off automatically. So finish that. The grass root of the devas and sages should be finished. So, like that, he became very enraged. He became very, very angry towards Vishnu. He's saying, everybody should attentively hear. Nobody should keep quiet. If anybody is chanting Hare Krishna, kill them or execute them. So he is claiming Vishnu has given up the neutrality, even though he is equal to all. Now he has given the neutrality. So I shall behead that diplomatic Vishnu. I will finish him. I will kill him. That's what I say. Vishnu has, deceptive actions. That's what he is feeling. Then all the demons became, already they like to be very angry. Already they like to do all these destroying activities. Because they got ordered by Hiranyakashipu, then they went all out to kill all of them. Vishnu Dvijakriyamulo Yajno Dharmamaya Puman. It's Krishna's Hiranyakashipu's strategic plan. His Hiranyakashipu's strategic plan was destruction of Brahmanas. By destruction of Brahmanas, yajnas will not take place, and dharma will die. And when dharma dies, Vishnu will die. Demigods will die. That was a strategic plan. Foolish plan. He did not know. Without Vishnu, the entire creation cannot exist. So Vishnu, nobody can kill Vishnu. This is, very unfortunate for Hiranyakashipu to think like that. Then he did the after death ceremony, all that is done for his brother. He went to his mother Diti and he spoke because he was like a self-realized person. My dear mother and relatives, the wives of Hiranyaksha, please don't lament. My sisters, mother, father, please don't lament. This is the death of a hero because he's a great hero. He died in front of his enemy. He was glorious. Anyway, the separation is very inevitable. The jivas join together in a family, and once they die off, they go away. We don't know where they have gone. They get separated. It's all because of karma. So he is giving a wonderful example. As travelers, they join together at a restaurant, and after they get together, they become friendly. They inquire about each other, and they depart. Similarly, the soul, the quality of the soul is the soul never dies. Soul is nitya, shuddha, avyakta, avyeya. All that, what Krishna is explaining in Bhagavad Gita, all that is explaining. Prakrite paraha, sarvavet, everything he knows. Sarvajna he is. So, but how the soul is getting entangled because of ignorance and misuse of the independence. The soul accepts subtle and gross bodies. That body is created by the material energy and material happiness and distress we experience. He explains about the tree. Tree seems to move. When we travel, sometimes we see that tree is seeming to be moving. Or see the reflection of the water in the reflection of the tree in the water, that seems to be moving, but the trees doesn't move. So in the material world, people die. They don't die actually. So giving many examples about bodily identification is bad. The result of misidentification is lamentation. All that he is saying, and is giving so many stories of a person called Suyagya. He was citing an historical example. There's a great chivalrous king. He passed away. His name was Suyagya. And when Suyagya passed away, all the wives of Suyagya, all the kinsmen, they became very depressed. They started lamenting. The king Suyagya fell. He fell down. He's such a powerful chivalrous king. Somehow or other he fell down, he died. The queens cried, "Oh, Vidhi is too much. He has taken away our husband from us, and we will also be killed. We will also join, and we will also join you in the other world. We will also die." So thinking this, the great Yamaraj came in front. He came like a small boy, and he said, so he explained, these people, the wives, they didn't allow the dead body to be burnt. So Yamaraja came. It cannot be like that. So Yamaraja came and he was, explaining, it is amazing. These people, they are older than me. Yamaraj came as a small child. So he's saying, they are older than they're older than me, but they are simply crying. They don't know. Everybody has to die. We are so fortunate because though we are children, we understand that the Supreme Lord who has protected us, he will protect us again. Yamaraja is expressing his wonder about how in the two verses he is explaining how he is comparing himself to be a small child. And he is saying the Supreme Lord's will always prevail. Nobody can live eternally in this world. Lord will protect the devotee, the Lord will protect the Atma who has done good things in life. soul is different from the material bodies. When the soul identifies with the body, all these problems happen. Then he explains all that. Then finally, he's saying about bondage and misery. Bondage and misery is useless. We are simply suffering. It's a fruitless misconception that is causing us all this trouble. Therefore, those who are in knowledge should understand the Supreme Lord is a protector. It is saying the example of two birds. One bird was, killed caught by the net of the hunter, and the other, the female bird was caught by the hunter's net, and the male bird is thinking, I will also go. What is the use of me separately living? I'll also go and join her. And the bird also comes and falls into the net, and he also dies. What is the use? So, therefore, Hiranyakashipu concludes, therefore, no need to agree, no need to be aggrieved for loss of body. Narada Muni concludes that after hearing the instructions of Diti and others, they forgot their grief. And then Narada Muni says, Hiranyakashipu went ahead. Hiranyakashipu thought, okay, now they are peaceful at home. Now let me go. He goes, he desires to do austerities and get boon, become very powerful, so that the purpose is to kill Vishnu. So he desires to be unconquerable, he wants to be free from old age, he wants to be deathless, he wants to be, without any rivals, and he wants to be all free, he wants to be the Supreme Lord. So he went to Mantara Parvata, and many different types of austerities he has performed, keeping arms upward, standing on one leg, standing on toes, not even one leg, standing on the toes, and with hands upheld. All around they put fire and heated up the whole thing. The entire planet became heated up. His effects of austerities are mentioned in Bhagavatam in the 3rd chapter, that the entire globe trembled. And then, they went and requested Brahma. Brahma went and requested, Brahma said, okay, Hiranyakashipu, Brahma went and told, the demigods went and told Brahma, please ask him to stop all the austerity. It's creating a lot of disturbance. The entire universe is suffering because of that. And then Hiranyakashipu's Hiranyakashipu is planning for the post of Brahma. And all the dharma he wants to reverse. What is supposed to be adharma, he wants to make it a dharma. What is supposed to be dharma, he wants to make it a adharma. So please take suitable action. The demigods went and complained to Brahma. And Brahmaji came in front of Hiranyakashipu. And Hiranyakashipu, he appreciated Hiranyakashipu, wonderful performance you have done. And you're a good boy. You have done wonderful tapasya. And now what do you want? Then Hiranyakashipu praises Brahma like anything. So many verses, 28, 29, 30, 31. All these verses are spoken by Hiranyakashipu to Brahma, glorifying Brahma. Like, you are eternally awake, you are eternal time, you are changeless witness of the entire actions in the universe. Universal form in this world is Brahma. And then he explains how he pervades, his energy is pervading the entire universe, all that. Just, like boosting up Brahma like anything. And he understood, he's very intelligent, so he anticipated Brahma may not be able to bestow immortality to me because Brahma himself is not immortal. He knows that. Hiranyakashipu knows that. And then he asked benediction to avoid death. And then Hiranyakashipu is asking benediction from Lord Brahma. You know what's a benediction? That's wonderful. Saying, let me not meet death. Instead of saying that, he's saying, let me not meet death from any of the living entities created by you. From within or outside of any residence, during the daytime or at night time, on the ground or in the sky, by any others beyond you, by any weapon, human being or animal, from any living or non-living entity by any demigod, non-living, some rock should not fall on the sun and die. So any living or non-living entity by any demigod or demon or snakes from the lower planets. Let me not have any rival. I should not die in the hands of all these people. I should not have any rivals. And give me sole lordship over all the living entities and presiding deities. Give me that. Give me all the mystic powers attained by long austerities and yoga practice. Please give me all these things. And then Brahma, Hiranyakashipu's, even though Hiranyakashipu is very nefarious and all that, but still Brahma, he said, okay, Tathastu. He said, okay, let it so. Let it so happen. It's no problem. He gave all benedictions to Hiranyakashipu. God, when envious people, when they get power, what happens? Power and influence. Envious people get power and influence. They will not leave any good people to live properly, peacefully. They oppress all demigods. I know he became very, very, obnoxious, so bad. He was always intoxicated. And he demanded everybody to worship him. And everyone offered him prayers out of fear. He usurped the sacrificial chairs of everyone, demigods and everybody. And he became very, very, very noxious. I can tell you that. And the Hiranyakashipu, it's mentioned, even he controlled the nature by his power. He controlled the earth, controlled cows, controlled outer space, controlled 7 oceans, controlled mountains and valleys, he controlled the trees, everything possible, he controlled the nature. But still he was not satisfied. This is a big lesson that we have to learn from these things. Still he was not satisfied. Sayiddham Narjitat Kakub Ekarat Vishayan Priyan Yato Vajosham Jano Natrupyat Ajitendriyaha. He is always dissatisfied. Why? Because in spite of controlling all directions and enjoying all kinds of sense gratification, he was dissatisfied. Why? Because due to uncontrolled senses, Ajitendriyaha. So this is the secret of success. The secret of happiness, satisfaction. If you control the senses, then you naturally be satisfied. So he passed a long time being proud of his opponents. Aishwarya Matta, he became Aishwarya Matta. He got Brahma and because of the Brahma Shabam, the curse of the Brahmanas, the Jaya and Vijaya became so, so fallen. Then the demigods, they approached Vishnu. They approached Vishnu and everyone was distressed. And they approached the Supreme Scepter. The demigods worshipped Bhagavan. And then Krishna came. Krishna became so happy that these people have come. And then they heard a voice. After their prayers, they heard a voice. Don't fear, I'm here. Ma Bhaishta Vibhuda Shrestha. Do not fear, O best of learned persons, demigods. Sarvesham Bhadramastuvaha. I wish all good fortune to you. Maddarshanam hi bhutanam sarvasyayo bhavattaye. By hearing and chanting about me and offering prayers to me, by seeing me, the greatest gives highest benefit to all living beings. Krishna is saying, I will stop Hiranyakashipu's evil acts. Krishna is saying, Yatha deveshu vedeshu, gopeshu, vipreshu, sadhushu, gosu. It's mentioned that towards when a person does wrongdoings to people who are there, the demigods, the Vedas, the cows, the Brahmanas, the Vaishnavas, the religious principles. That means he shows envy towards all these things. Then he and his civilization will be vanquished. So this is an absolute truth. The Lord is mentioning that they will be vanquished. When a person becomes envious towards demigods, Vedas, the cows, the Brahmanas, the Vaishnavas, and religious principles, Dharma, then he will be vanquished along with the entire civilization. Very dangerous. So Krishna said that. So Hiranyakashipu and the demigods were peaceful. They paid obeisance to the place where they heard the sound, and they left. And as Hiranyakashipu, during that time, when Hiranyakashipu had gone for tapasya, the demigods had gone. The demigods, they went to this thing. They went to the mother of Prahlad. They went and caught hold of her, and they kept her, under their control, captive. And then Narada Muni explained how, that thing comes, and Prahlad Maharaj and then goes to explain. The demigods approached Lord Vishnu for protection, and Prahlad was born to Hiranyakashipu, and Prahlad was, explaining how he was self-controlled, determined, respectful to elders, all good qualities. The kind of, he was very kind to the poor, surrendered to the wise, and was uninterested in external world, like that. Being embraced always by Govinda, Lord Govinda. Prahlada exhibits symptoms of ecstasy, but Hiranyakashipu torments him. So many problems happen. And Prahlad Maharaj's qualities, so many qualities are explained about Prahlad Maharaj. We have a lot of time. We just skip that. The qualities we must read from 7th Canto, chapter 4. We've reached only 4th chapter. And then such a Uttama Shloka he was, such a wonderful devotee he was, but Hiranyakashipu tormented him. He tormented him like anything. So, if somebody torments or oppresses a pure devotee, then he loses all his good fortune. That happened to Hiranyakashipu also. Then goes to Prahlad, goes to the 5th chapter, which explains Prahlada's education under Shukracharya's sons. He had 2 sons, Chanda, Amarka. And Prahlad Maharaj was entrusted to this Chanda and Amarka school by Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad was sent for education. Chanda and Amarka, they taught him everything. But Prahlad Maharaj didn't like political philosophy, but taught by his teachers, since it is involved in, involved thinking in terms of duality of oneself and others, then he didn't like it, but then he just kept hearing it. Then once Prahlad Maharaj, then Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad Maharaj, "Oh, my dear son," when he was brought from Gurukula, "My dear son, what is the best thing that you've learned?" And he called him number 1 demon. Prabhupada says he called him number 1 demon. Tat sadhamanye asuravarya dehinam asuravarya. Oh asuravarya, oh number 1 demon. Tat sadhamanye. I think the best thing of all, for all the embodied beings, who are always full of anxieties with minds absorbed in I and mind conception, is to give up the soul degrading blind well like materialistic household life. It is better, Father, you leave the house, go to the forest, and meditate on the Lord. This I liked very much, my dear Father. Prahlad Maharaj said. Hiranyakashipu became so angry. He just gave sharp looks at Chanda and Amarka, and he told, "Don't repeat this. You will be in trouble." And Chanda and Amarka said, "Oh my Lord, we did not teach him all these things. Where he knows, where he got all these things from, we don't know. We will make sure that we'll teach him properly." Then Hiranyakashipu orders then Hiranyakashipu orders it to be taken off. And then, Prahlad Maharaj, he continues his job. And then again, he explains, again he is brought to Hiranyakashipu next time. And then, Prahlad Maharaj explains, wonderful things like Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam. That shloka was explained, hearing about glorifying, chanting, remembering, serving Krishna's lotus feet, worshipping Krishna's baby, offering prayers unto him, becoming his servant, surrendering everything unto him. Wonderful, this is wonderful. These are 9 kinds of devotional service offered by human beings to Supreme Lord Vishnu or Krishna. One who has dedicated his life to such service is the most learned. This is my opinion, oh my dear father. Hiranyakashipu's anger didn't know any bounds. He became very angry. They threw him. And, Shukracharya's son said, we did not teach anything. Please, sorry. Then Prahlad Maharaj instructed devotional service more strongly to Hiranyakashipu. Madharna Krishna Pradasuto Va Vido Vibhakti Graham Pratana. It's very difficult. For those who are attached householders, it's very difficult to understand. So he explained all that. Then finally he said, materialistic people are ignorant, ambitious, misled, entangled. One must serve the Vaishnava. Became very angry. They made that through Prahlad Maharaj. And he asked his servants, Hiranyakashipu asked his servants to somehow or other kill Prahlad Maharaj. They tried to, throw him in front of mad elephants. They tried to keep him in the middle of serpents, very powerful poisonous serpents, and try to make him drink the poison. So many things they did. But Krishna, Raghe Krishna, Mare Krishna, Raghe Ke. If Krishna decided to protect somebody who can kill, Prahlad Maharaj was saved of all these different kind of efforts. And then finally, Prahlad Maharaj teaches us so wonderful. He said a human being should practice bhakti right from one's childhood. Kaumar Acharit Pragya Dharmani Bhagavadaniha Durlabham Manushan Janma Tatapya Trubhamatadam. Right from one's childhood, an intelligent person should perform devotional service in his life. Because the human form of life is rarely achieved. Although temporarily it is very effective for bhakti. It's mentioned. And then finally he explained his teachings are so he's saying why suffering a lot? Without for getting little bit of happiness, one has to struggle a lot. But for getting distress, one need not struggle at all. Easily it is achievable. So why one should, whatever comes, just like how the misery is coming uninvited, happiness also will come. It's all within the karma. So don't worry. So saying out of 100 years of human life, 50 years going to sleep, 20 years in childhood, and 20 years in old age. You have only 10 years to dedicate yourself. Therefore, be very careful. Don't waste your time. Use all your time in Krishna's service. Family attachments are unstable. It is not satiable. It's insatiable. It is not satisfactory. Any amount of satisfaction, any amount of happiness will not make you satisfied. Any amount of effort for making you materially happy will not make you happiness. Even the very learned people, very vidwans, they have overcome by ignorance like a fool. So liberation is very rare. So therefore, the only solution is, although you are sons of demons, he is telling the children, don't give up. Just surrender to Krishna. Nahyachudam Prinayato, without satisfying Vishnu, Please Lord Narayana. Always please Lord Narayana. Don't be like this. Tasmat sarveshu bhudeshu dayam kuru sahurdam. Show compassion and affection for all living beings. Be their well-wishers always. And goes on. And then in Prahlad Maharaj explained, the children asked, how did you learn all these things? He said, when my father went for tapasya, my mother was abducted by the demigods. They want to kill me, who is within the womb. Narada Muni came and stopped them. And Narada Muni, and he explained the entire Bhagavatam to my mother. My mother, because she is a woman and she is become old, she forgot. But everything is very fresh in my mind. That's why I got this knowledge. I am 100% sure that these material things are unworthy. Explained all that. And then finally, Prahlad Maharaj was brought in front of Hiranyakashipu again. And Hiranyakashipu became so angry. And Hiranyakashipu asked, where from you are getting all this strength? You idiot. He asked, he called Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj said, my dear father, the same place where you are getting strength, I am also getting it from. And then he said, I will behead you. He took his sword out to kill the golden sword. He took it out. He wanted to kill Prahlad Maharaj. And then he said, where is your Narayana? You tell me. First I will finish Narayana, then I will kill you. Then Prahlad Maharaj asked where Narayana is not available. Everywhere is available. He's all pervading. So Hiranyakashipu asks, is he available in this pillar? And then he said, yeah, sure, everywhere is available. So this way, the Lord, Prahlad Maharaj promised, Lord is available within the pillar. And he just, with his fist, he broke open the pillar, and then the Lord came to everybody's surprise. The Lord proved that his devotees' words are true. Satyam vidadam nijabhritya bhashitam. Wonderful shloka Prabhupada quotes many places. To prove that the statement of his servant Prahlad is true, the Lord is present everywhere in all living entities and elements. Lord Hari appeared in a most wonderful form that was never seen before. From the pillar in the assembly, that form was neither that of a man nor that of a lion. Vyaptam cha bhudeshu akhileshu chatmanaha adrishyata ati adbhudam rupam udvaham stambhe sabhayam na mrigam na manusham. Jai Nrsimhadev Bhagwan ki Jai Nrsimhadev Bhagwan ki Jai. This is here from the pillar to make the words of Prahlad Maharaj true. He killed Hiranyakashipu very, very easily. So, sorry if 5 minutes late. If anybody has any questions. Somehow we have chapters, we have run through it, overview. So many wonderful points I had to miss. I feel sorry for it because,
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for a wonderful story of Narasimha Bhagwan and Prahlad Maharaj. Very.
Yes, Prabhupada. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for this wonderful story of Narasimha Dev and Prahlad Maharaj. We're very thankful to you.
Thanks.
Anybody having any questions, Prabhuji? Any Madajis, any questions, please ask now.
Hare Krishna, Nandaputra Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hello, Pranam, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, thank you very much for the wonderful narration of first part of Canto 7 in your beginning chapters. Prabhuji, it's not a philosophical question, just a question out of curiosity about an historical part. That is the part of Holika, I think it is not there in Bhagavatam, no, Prabhu. Hiranyakashipu's sister entering with Prahlada in the fire.
Pardon? Fire?
Yeah, it is heard that Hiranyakashipu had a sister, namely Holika, who had a siddhi that fire won't affect her.
Yes, that is not there in Bhagavatam. It is
Correct.
elsewhere.
Might be in some other Puranas. Might have in detail must be in some Puranas. But it is very popular, especially in North.
Yeah,
And
correct.
since that onwards, day onwards, Holi is celebrated for her, to remember her. That is being.
Okay. That's a different version altogether. Anyway, it must be somewhere mentioned, but it is not in
Yes.
Bhagavatam. So what is
Yes.
mentioned is what is not in Bhagavatam, Vaishnavas don't take.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Vaishnavas take only what is there in Bhagavatam. It's mentioned, if you find any contradiction anywhere, you should refer to Srimad Bhagavatam. And that is
Prabhuji here. Prabhuji here. Yes, Prabhuji. But one thing is there, like Bhishma's conversation with Pandavas are there in Bhagavatam, but Vishnu Sahasranamam is not mentioned. But that is there in Mahabharatam. So we have to accept that.
And that is not contradictory, but contradictory things have to be looked into.
Here, Prabhu, Prabhuji, I would like to bring to your notice about one more thing. Like Lord Parshurama claiming the land from Gokarna to Kanyakumari is not mentioned in Bhagavatam, but it is there in Brahmanda Puranam and
Yes.
Narayaniyam.
Yes.
So we can accept that, no, Prabhu?
Definitely we can accept.
Okay.
Because
Maybe.
only when there is a negative kind of thing only we should not accept.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Prabhu.
every positive things we can accept. There's no issue.
Okay, Prabhu, I will search in Puranas somewhere that about Holika's history. Then only we can confirm. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Many Vishnu Prabhu, you are unmute. Prabhu, you are muted.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
If
Krishna,
there is
Prabhu.
no other questions, we can leave Prabhuji because already 2:40 now.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Shivgana Prabhu, you can give word of thanks.
Prabhu?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Simanta Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, it's wonderfully glorified this part of the Bhagavatam, especially Nrsimhadevas and Prahlad Maharaj. That's what you told is there was many points, but in 1 hour you nicely glorified. Also, with thanks for your you given us association today in the Purushottam month. Also, you spare your time thus, and it is nicely explained, and it was inspired many points. We'll thank you, Prabhuji, by chanting 3 times Hare Krishna mantra.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, पुरुषोत्तम अधिक मास की जय, नंदपुत्र प्रभु की जय.
Jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much. Hare Krishna, we will continue our Arati program now. After the Arati, we will be chanting Bhagavad Gita 15th chapter also. So tomorrow again we will be assembling at 7 o'clock, and we have His Grace Anandavardhan Prabhuji from ISKCON Calcutta. So 7 o'clock we will start the Bhagavatam class. Now we will be proceeding with the Arati. Sadanand Prabhu, you can proceed with the Arati.
5 minutes, Prabhu. 5 minutes. Today we are late. 5 minutes.
Hare Krishna, Nandaputra Prabhu. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Thank you. Thank you. Hare
Stand up,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. 5 minutes, eh?
Okay, some kirtan you can do.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, start kirtan, Prabhuji.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidhi Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatari Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Radha, Hari Radha, Hari Radhe, Jaya Radha, Hari
राधानां श्री हरि राधे
जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे
जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे
प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
Hare Krishna, Sadananda Prabhupada camera, are you seeing them? You are using your video?
Yeah.
Sadananda, yeah, whose video?
ഒരു സെക്കൻഡ് പ്രഭു
സെക്കൻഡ് ഫ്ലോർ നമ്പർ 12
ലൈനിൽ കൊടുക്കും മാതാജി ഇവിടെ ഓക്കെ
Hare Krishna. Please switch on the video.
കാണുന്നുണ്ടോ പ്രഭു പ്രഭു is it visible
Yes, Roji, yes, Roji. Okay. Please unmute the mic. Mic is muted.
गोपाङ्गनानां चतुर्भुजचौरम् अनेकजन्मार्चित पापचौरम् चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि अनेकजन्मार्चित पापचौरम् चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि श्रीराधिकाय हृदयस्य चौरं नवाम्बुदश्यामलकान्तिचौरं श्रीराधिकाय हृदयस्य चौरं नवाम्बुदश्यामलकान्तिचौरं पदाश्रितानां च समस्तचौरं चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि पदाश्रितानां च समस्तचौरं चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि अकिञ्चनीकृत्य पदाश्रितं य करोति विश्वं पदिगेहहीनम् अकिञ्चनीकृत्य पदाश्रितं य करोति विश्वं पदिगेहहीनम् केनाभिगो भीषण चौरयीद्रे दृष्टश्रुतो वान जगत्त्रयेऽपि केनाभिगो भीषण चौरयीद्रे दृष्टश्रुतो वान जगत्त्रयेऽपि यदीयनामाभिहरेद्य शेषम्
गिरि प्रसारन अभिपावराशि
यदीय नामाभिहरे विशेषं गिरि प्रसन्न विभावराशि
आचार्य रूपो ननु चौरईद्रे दृष्टश्रुतो वानमया कदापि
आश्चर्यरूपाननु चौरैद्रि दृष्टाश्रुतो वनमया कदापि
धनं च मानं च तदेन्द्रियाणि प्राणं च हृतो मम सर्वमेव
धनं च मानं च तदेन्द्रियाणि प्राणं च हृत्वा मम सर्वमेव
बालायसे पुत्र धृत्वादिचौर त्वं भक्तिदन्नाशि मया निरुधा
बालायसे पुत्रनतोऽधिचौर त्वं भक्तिदन्नासि मया निरुद्धा
चिन्नस्ति घोरं यमपाशबन्धं भिन्नास्ति भीमं भवपाशबन्धम्
चिन्नास्ति घोरं यमपाशबन्धं चिन्नास्ति भीमं भवपाशबन्धम्
चिन्नास्ति सर्वस्य समस्तबन्धं नैवात्मनो भक्तकृतं तु बन्धम्
चिन्नास्ति सर्वस्य समस्तबन्धं नैवात्मनो भक्तकृतं तु बन्धम्
मन्मानसे तामस राशि घोरे कारागृहे दुःखमये निबन्धा
मन्मानसे तामस राशि घोरे कारागृहे दुःखमये निबद्धा
लाभस्य हे चौर हरे चिराय स चौर दोषाजिदमेव दण्डम् हे चौर हरे चिराय कारागृहे वास सदा हृदये मदीये
कारागृहे वास सदा हृदये मदीये
मद्भक्त्यपाशदृढबन्धना निश्चलासन्
मद्भक्तपाशदृढबन्धना निश्चलासन्
त्वं कृष्ण हे प्रलयकोटिशतान्तरेवि
त्वं कृष्ण हे प्रलयकोटिशतान्तरेवि
सर्वस्व चौरा हृदयन्न हि मोदयामि
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 हृदे प्रसीदं नवनीत चौरम् गोपाङ्गनानां चतुर्कूल चौरम्
व्रजे प्रदेशं नवनीतचौरं गोपाङ्गनानां चतुर्कूलचौरम्
अनेक जन्मार्जित पापचौरम् चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि
अनेक जन्मार्जित पापचौरं चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Rasbihari Radha Rasbihari Radhe.
Jaya Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radhe.
Jaya Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radhe.
Radha Sham Sundar Radha Sham Sundar Radhe.
Jaya Radha Sham Sundar Radha Sham Sundar Radhe.
Jaya Radha Govind Radha Govind Radhe.
Jaya Radha Govind Radha Govind Radhe.
Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Sri Radhe.
Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Sri Radhe.
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol.
मायापुर धाम के दिनापुरी धाम के गंगामयी के बनामयी भक्ति देव तुलसी के ग्रंथा श्रीमद् भागवत के श्रीमद् भगवत गीता की जय। कलियुग हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। पुरुषोत्तम अधिमास की जय। सदान प्रगम की जय। ताज गुरु प्रेमानंदे और सुबोधेश और सुबोधेश और सुबोधेश और और गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद और गुरु महाराज ताज गुरु प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि बोल। गोवर्धनधनं वन्दे
गोवर्धनधनं वन्दे
गोपालं गोपरूपिणं
गोपालं गोपरूपिणं
गोकुलोत्सवमीशानं
गोकुलोत्सवमीशानं
गोविन्दं गोपिकाप्रियं
गोविन्दं गोपिकाप्रियं
गोवर्धनधनं
गोवर्धनधरं वन्दे
गोपालं गोपरूपिणं
गोपालं गोपरूपिणं
गोकुलोत्सवमीशानं
गोकुलोत्सवमीशानं
गोविन्दं गोपिकाप्रियं
गोविन्दं गोपिकाप्रियं
गोवर्धनधरं वन्दे
गोवर्धनधरं वन्दे
गोपालं गोपरूपिणं
गोपालं गोपरूपिणं
गोकुलोत्सवमीशानं
गोकुलोत्सवमीशानं
गोविन्दं गोपिकाप्रियं
गोविन्दं गोपिकाप्रियं
वन्दे नवघनश्यामं
वन्दे नवघनश्यामं
निर्भुजं मुरलीधरं
निर्भुजं मुरलीधरं
पीताम्बरधरं देवं
पीताम्बरधरं देवं
शारदं पुरुषोत्तमं
शारदं पुरुषोत्तमं
वन्दे नवघनश्यामं
वन्दे नवघनश्यामं
निर्भुजं मुरलीधरं
निर्भुजं मुरलीधरं
पीताम्बरधरं
पीताम्बरधरं
देवं
देवं
शारदं
शारदं
पुरुषोत्तमं
पुरुषोत्तमं
वन्दे नवघनश्यामं
वन्दे नवघनश्यामं
निर्भुजं
निर्भुजं
मुरलीधरं
मुरलीधरं
पीताम्बरधरं
पीताम्बरधरं
देवं
देवं
शारदं
शारदं
पुरुषोत्तमं
पुरुषोत्तमं श्रीभगवानुवाच ऊर्ध्वमूलमदशाखम् अश्वत्थं प्राहुरव्ययम् छन्दांसि यस्य पर्णानि यस्तं वेद स वेदविद अदशोक्तं प्रसिद्धास्तस्य शाखा गुणप्रवृत्ता विषयप्रवालाः अदश्च मूलान्यनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके न रूपमस्येक ततोपलभ्यते नान्दो न चातिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन चित्वा ततः पदं तत्परिमार्गितव्यम् यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूयः तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यदा प्रवृत्ति प्रसृता पुराणी निर्माणमोहाजितसङ्गदोषा अध्यात्मनित्या विनिवृत्तकामा द्वन्द्वैर्मुक्ता सुखदुःखसञ्जयः गच्छन्तमूढा पदमव्ययं तत् न तदद्भासेते सूर्यो न शशङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तत्तामा परमं मम ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूता सनातनः मनःषष्ठानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति शरीरं यदवाप्नोति यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात् श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयानुपसेवते उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं विमूढानानुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः यदन्तो योगिनश्चैनं पश्यन्त्यात्मन्यवस्थितम् यदन्तोऽप्याकृतात्मानो नैनं पश्यन्त चेतसः यदादित्यगतं तेजो जगद्भासयतेऽखिलम् यच्चन्द्रमसि यच्चाग्नौ तत्तेजो विधिमामकम् गामाविश्य च भूतानि धारयाम्याहमोजसा उष्णामि चौषधी सर्वा सोमभूत्वा रसात्मकः अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्ता पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधम् सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्तस्मृतिज्ञानमहोघनं च वेदैश्च सर्वे लिखमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृत्वेद विदेहताहम् दाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके क्षरश्चक्षर एव च क्षर सर्वाणि भूतानि गूढस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते उत्तमा पुरुषस्तन्य परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः यो लोकोत्रयमाविश्य विवर्तव्यय ईश्वरः यस्माक्षरे मदीनोऽहम् अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे पुरुषोत्तमः यो मामेव सम्मूढो जानाति पुरुषोत्तमम् स सर्वविद्भजति माम् सर्वभावेन भारत इति गुह्यतमं शास्त्रम् इदमुक्तं मया नघ एतत् बुद्ध्वा बुद्धिमान् स्यात् कृतकृत्यश्च भारत भगवद्गीता उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुन संवादे पुरुषोत्तम योगे पंचदशोऽध्यायः कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Okay, Prabhuji, thanks for you. Proceed.
Okay, Prabhu. So today is the 17th day of Purushottam month. So in this Purushottam month, whatever we have to with obeisances to offer the Gita or reading Bhagavatam, or we need prayer study, or we read the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So whatever the charity, whatever we have to do, it is auspicious for this month. So we will more and more benefit from, we know about the Kartika month. So more than Kartika month, it is more important than this month. It is the Purushottam month. So in this Purushottam month, we have get an opportunity to give glorify the Supreme Lord, and this is the house of Jayalakshmi Mataji and Suresh Prabhu. Jayalakshmi Mataji's birthday is yesterday. So we have to chant their spiritual progress, and those who are participating here, all those are there also. We have to chant for their spiritual progress also. I have to chant 3 times. Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, go ahead, Prabhuji. Any announcements? Any other announcements?
Yeah, this Mata Jayalakshmi Mataji's birthday yesterday.
Okay.
Chant 3 times Hare Krishna Mata. Both days.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for all the assembled devotees. Tomorrow we will be continuing this Bhagavatam. Tomorrow we have His Grace Ananta Vardhan Prabhuji from ISKCON Calcutta. Prabhuji will be completing the 7th chapter tomorrow, the balance chapters.
7th canto.
7th canto, the
balance chapters. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Sorry. So please join at 7 o'clock. And thank you all. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Kodi Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Sri Purushottam Adhikamas ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Sri Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Saurashtakam ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees. All
Hare
glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Guru
Yes,
Maharaj.
Jai Guru Maharaj.
His Grace Manibhushan Krishna Prabhu ki jai.
Assembled devotees ki jai, Prabhuji. Hare
Jai.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We will conclude.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.